What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. In today's video, we're going to talk about how a tame CPI followed by a lower than expected PPI had the market up and now somewhat kind of down after a very vague press conference by Jerome Powell. And is it really true that the Crkn shareholder meeting is tomorrow and we might be looking at a reverse split sooner rather than later? All that and more coming right up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here I am for my once a week, maybe twice, 10 to 15 minute video just to let you know that I'm alive and there's a way out for at least 20% of you that are willing to join us inside of our private Discord community at shopsmallbiz.com. But before I get in why I think Jerome Powell deserves an A++, and why this market is going a lot higher, not lower, over the next 3 to 6 months. And of course, the good, the bad, the ugly of the Crkn. Let me start off by saying God bless each and every one of you, 540 strong inside of our Discord from 23 different countries. Without you, we could not do this. We have grown our business by more than 100% in the last 30 days. So if you're sitting there with your unlubricated thumb up your ass, you're a fake, you're a fraud, you're a freeloader like the vast majority of you, and you wonder, where's Jason? We need Jason. Where is he? This Crkn's at 077. Oh my God, we're in trouble. What are we going to do now? It's because I'm busy promoting small business owners, as I am going to do today for the Junkyard Dog. We're stacking motherfucking cash to the ceiling. And oh yeah, we're having the time of our life inside the Trader Lounge. But if some of you, I don't know, maybe a couple of dozen that are only going to see me once or twice a week for the rest of my life on this thing we call YouTube, you want to join us at shopsmallbiz.com. You get a Discord. If you don't have a small biz, that's 2/3 of our customers. Get a premium if you do, and I'll promote the hell out of you, as you're about to see today. Again, that's shopsmallbiz.com. By the way, I got to say, every once in a while for a few minutes of the day, we take a break to see what kind of lunacy in terms of the comments on stock twits, but especially on YouTube. And I got to tell you, we all know that most of you are not packing much heat down below, right? Your gut's so fucking big, you can't even see the thimble that you're working with when you're trying to manscape. But by all means, keep those cards and letters coming and don't do anything to get yourself out of fucking trouble. Stay in the basement. It's right where you fucking belong. But for the outside chance that you're not only going to join us at shopsmallbiz.com, you do want to hear what's going on with the Fed and, importantly, perhaps for most of you, the Crkn, then stay tuned. But I need another sip of dropbearcoffee.com. It's bloody terrific, mate. Get yours. Tony, love you. All right. We had a tame CPI yesterday, followed by an even tamer PPI. The market initially shot up. The IWM, the small cap ETF, gapped up to 207. Today, it filled the gap at 201. Wait a second. What's going on? Jerome Powell did something terrible yesterday. Wrong. In fact, keep the thumbs down coming too. You're going to get a lot of them today before I'm done with this video. If you remember way back in the day, 25 years ago, the infamous irrational exuberance line from Alan Greenspan, when he basically said the market was too frothy and it fucking crashed so bad that he ended up having to cut rates to prevent and stave off a fucking nasty recession. You remember that? Well, Jerome Powell, a lawyer by trade, a nice guy as far as I'm concerned, very thoughtful, very careful with his words, just gave you a masterclass yesterday on saying the same thing in an election year without crashing the market. All he did with his Mr. Magoo, I'm not really sure why I'm here, I can't really answer that question, was slow your roll. We've had 37 all-time highs in the last 2 months, especially in the S&P and the NASDAQ. Jerome Powell was trying to say, without losing his job, in order to help the worst president in the history of this fucking country that walks around stage on with diapers with a fucking bag full of feces, and I'm talking about the one and only beer nuts Joe Biden, keep his fucking job for another 4 years. And God help us if that fucking happens. So he played kind of like he was lost, kind of like he was tired and vague, because we started off the year with 7 cuts, according to the futures market. Then in March, they said, no, it's only going to be 3. Yesterday, he said 1. Why? Open your fucking eyes. I live in Atlanta, the largest airport in the world. I was there not too long ago. I couldn't believe the amount of people. It was like shoulder to shoulder, not a single seat on the airplane. Go out to any bar or restaurant, as I do on a Friday night in the northern suburbs of what we call Alpharetta or Roswell. You might wait 15, 20 minutes to get a drink at the right bar because it's 2 or 3 deep. So for those of you that think we're in a recession or going into a recession, you can't be any further from the truth. This is a raging secular bull market that will last for years, and any pause or pullback that we're due for, like right now, especially in AI tech-related mega cap stocks, is going to be temporary. It's flying cars and trips to motherfucking Mars until 2035. But just like the 1990s, it won't be without correction and even recession. In fact, demographically, this is just like 1989, where the boomers were just entering, as the millennials and Gen Z are right now, their peak earning years. And when you combine AI, which is 3 times more powerful than the internet that Alan Gore invented about 40 years ago, the productivity gains that come with that, massive stock corporate buybacks, much fewer IPOs, aka supply, than we had in the 90s when I was a broker, combined with $6 trillion of dumb retail money on the sidelines. Can you believe it? They didn't buy the scamdemic low in 2020. They didn't listen to me to buy 162 on the IWM now that it's over 200 last October. They're still sitting there like most of you right now with their unlubricated thumb stuck up their motherfucking ass. And that's precisely why the Dow is going to double and the NASDAQ is going to triple at least, and pull Bitcoin to $250,000 to $500,000 at least in the next 10 years. And then when we roll off, just like the boomers did in the dot-com bubble burst of 2000, and the millennials and the Gen Z start to retire, and at that time we got $50 trillion worth of debt, if not more, we're going to have the biggest crash in human history. And you're going to need this motherfucker right here, the guy who has had 1 loss in the last 9 months, more than ever. And you can hire me right now. Save 25% a year at shopsmallbiz.com. What the hell are you waiting for? And with that said, now that we've established the fact that Jerome Powell was just trying to cool off the market a little bit, he's going to cut in September, get out of the way for the election, maybe, but probably not come back in December. But 2025 will be the year of small caps. What is going on with the Crkn? I need some more bloody terrific coffee, mate. Huh? Dropbearcoffee.com. Before I give you 3 or 4 minutes of the good and the bad and the ugly, and there's both, or should I say all the above, might I suggest, in honor of the junkyard dog, real first name Ignacio, North Bay Junk Removal. If you, a friend, or a family member live anywhere near Sonoma County in California, I want you to reach out to the junkyard dog. It's North Bay Junk Removal. He'll be promoted inside of our private Discord, especially the virtual business channel where you can advertise your company, because this guy is salt of the earth. In fact, he's so salt of the earth, he not only shows up at 5 a.m. his time in California for coffee, but they give away or recycle 60 to 80% of what they collect from garages, homes, offices, you name it. So if you want the #1 junk removal service in Sonoma County, California, you reach out to the junkyard dog, North Bay Junk Removal, and you tell him this motherfucker right here sent you. By the way, thank you very much to everyone who got a Holton's Rustic Flag. You can find them on Etsy and Facebook. Inside of the Discord, of course, Holton's Rustic Flag. Get one. You'll be so glad you did. All right, Crkn. Did the CEO fuck you right in the ass? All the way in, up and out the other side without any lube? Well, I'll tell you what I think he did in about 30 seconds. But let's start with the positive before I end with the negative. The business is booming. The smart insert window biz that they bought from HP is coming. This company is much stronger versus a year ago when they were knocking on a Chapter 11's door. They have an insanely, as far as I'm concerned, bright future. With that said, unfortunately, They have zero respect for shareholder value. None. In fact, why did they do what they recently did, and that's add over 500 million shares to the motherfucking float? If I had to guess, and I don't have proof because I no longer speak to Doug. Why? Because he told me, I want you out of the stock. Sell it all right now. Do it. Do it. Do it. 3 times in a phone call we had 3 weeks ago. He won't get another call or an email, and as soon as I can get the fuck out of Dodge with this stock, I'm long gone. Because in case you haven't heard, we have 6 other stocks in our core holdings, and we made 5 times on our money selling this motherfucker at 28 to 30. And I told all you freeloading motherfuckers at 58.5 in a photo, in a screenshot on X and YouTube to do the same. And if I had to guess, he's sitting there along with Joel and company and saying, you know what, these guys and gals, they made a fortune. They made 4, 5, 6, 10 times on their money because this guy right here was telling you to buy the stock at a nickel or less for months. So now's my chance. Let's convert all the preferred into common. There's a couple 100 million shares. Let's give our underwriter, the Keystone Cops, 300 million shares. What the fuck is that? Is that a bribe? Is that a payoff? What is it? Inquiring minds would want to know. Because when you go from 51 million to 600 million plus, because don't forget, if that's not enough, 3 nights ago, they had an employee incentive program, which added, I think it was another 64 million shares. Really? What do you get? Stock like that, instead of being down 99.9%, the fact at 07 and change, we're only down 98.5. It's okay to give away 60, 70 million shares, Doug. Is that what the deal is? So in closing, ladies and gentlemen, this is even risk. We're not going to make life-changing money. This vote is going to pass tomorrow. They're going to reverse split the stock probably within the next few weeks because all that fucking hype that pushed the stock to a dime, did we sell some? I'll let you know inside of the Discord. And did we just buy some back at 07 and change? Yeah, you'll know if you're inside of our Discord by way of shopsmallbiz.com. You did not make a mistake selling some or even all of it at a dime the other night. Because most of us, including myself, are going to have to go through a reverse split. That was a conditional 30-day extension from NASDAQ, the same fucking thing that happened to Mullen before they did the reverse split. In other words, we're not willing, most likely, to give you an extension to the end of the year. So you got until July the 23rd to call a proxy tomorrow and do a fucking reverse split before what happens? We delist your motherfucking ass to the OTC, aka the pink sheets. So max pain of 8, we're below that right now. We're going to put a hold on this stock if it closes below that number. We may be looking at high 6s, low 7s on the announcement of a reverse. And if they do the reverse, and this is the only glass half full version I can leave you with, and then get away from the ELOC, do not renew it again. Do not give away another 300 million fucking shares. Stop fucking raping your shareholders and destroying shareholder value. Yeah, we've all seen in the last month or two, WISA, BENF, HOLO from 2 to 80 back to 2. Reverse split stocks can pump, and you guessed it. If that motherfucker does a reverse at 5 or 6 and gets anywhere near 7, 8, 9, and 10, pull in the fucking ripcord. And until next time, always remember, ladies and gentlemen, that I love you. And I hope you have an absolutely fantastic motherfucking weekend. Oh, yeah.